18 laps to go at Richmond International Raceway. 14 caution flags. That ties a record we're not proud about breaking. As Ricky Rudd spun in turn 4. And Mike Skinner has climbed from his car and is okay. Not much left to the back of Ricky Rudd's Ford.
No, he pounded that wall.
Or Mike Skinner's Pontiac.
And then Skinner came in and pounded him again. So.
And there is the leading crew chief, Peter Suspenso. Out front is Joe Nemechek with 17 laps to go. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Pontiac Excitement 400. Just 15 laps to go. Joe Nemechek, your leader, with Jeff Hammond, Chris Myers in the Hollywood Hotel. Let's talk about Nemechek. It's been 46 races since he's last won a Winston Cup race. In pretty good position here.
Definitely got a fast car. Started outside pole, but the guy right now is still impressing me. Is the guy's trying to hang on his point lead. That's Matt Kenseth. Early on, he looked like he was going to wind up going back in the back of the field. But hey, guess what? 15 laps to go. He's up there in that top 10, making those championship points.
4 Chevys, or they had the top 4 spots when the race started, and that's where they are right now. Nemechek followed by Bobby Labonte, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Robbie Gordon. And Labonte has hung in there consistently. Joe Gibbs Racing.
Well, he's always strong right now. Him and Fatback McSwain, they've got that car working good again, and he'll be challenging hard right now, coming from second place, trying to get Nemechek, like I say, with like 14 laps to go.
A track record tying 14 cautions in this race with 14 laps to go. Let's get the finish from Mike Joy, Darrell Waltrip, and Larry McReynolds. Matt Kenseth, the point leader, is the only one of the top 6 drivers not to lead tonight. Joe Nemechek, 148 laps out in front. Bobby Labonte has led 62. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has led 5 laps. Robbie Gordon, 29. And Mark Martin's been out front for 10.
Yeah, you like. Speaking of that, if it wasn't for Roush, the Ford boys would be hurting tonight.
That's right.
But he's got all 4 of his cars right up there in the top 10. But who do I like? I like the guy I've been liking for quite a while now, the 25.
Guy leading the race right now.
4 Chevrolets out in front. Nemechek, Bobby Labonte, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Robbie Gordon. All have shown at times they've been the fastest car on the racetrack. But we're going to get this restart with about 12 laps to go.
I'm going to tell you a guy that we've not talked about, and I want to talk to him while we're on 1 to go. Tony Raines, his 74 car, unsponsored race car. He's hung out on the lead lap. Great run in the Busch race last night. He's sitting there in 15th position. Give a good call to him, his crew chief, Larry Carter, that whole group. Good run for these guys tonight.
Yeah, he and Mark Tudor last night, the crew chief on his Busch car, they finished 3rd, and Tony, that car has run pretty doggone good most all year, everywhere they've been.
Bill Bumgarner funding this car out of pocket. They have Special Olympics on the hood of that car, but Bumgarner's business pays the bills. They would like to have a sponsor.
And I would have to believe that good run in the Busch car last night, Mark Tudor, on the crew chief on that car, has helped this effort tonight.
I believe so.
Well, we've had 3 shootouts. We're going to have another one.
This is a short shootout.
12 laps to settle this. 9 miles to go.
Get a good restart here. Don't spin your tires. Don't miss a shift.
Ready. Green.
Bobby Labonte, he wants to clear that lap car. Kenny Schrader in a hurry, and he'll do it before they get to turn 1. Dale Earnhardt Jr. will have to fight with him, though.
Kevin Harvick up into Matt Kenseth.
Boy, that 25 car just jumps off those turns. He comes off the 2 back there. He's backing the throttle hard.
Front row Joe started outside pole. He's trying to become first place Joe for the 3rd time. Whoa, Jack Spray gets turned by Harvick.
Kenny Wallace goes through the infield, the 23 car. Caution is out. Caution is out. Kenny Wallace actually goes down and hits the inside wall. Now we'll be coming to 10 to go this time. Before the race, NASCAR determined if we have a caution before lap 395, that's the cutoff point, that they would throw a red flag where we'd be guaranteed a green flag finish. Past 395, whatever happens, happens.
Larry, these cars all got going. There's no, I don't think we'll need this will be a quickie yellow. I don't think we'll have to stop the race.
It looked to me, Darrell, like Spray kind of lost his forward bite off turn 4, and once Kevin Harvick got into him, going through him was his choice rather than checking up and getting hit from behind himself.
Yeah, it was too bad for Kenny Wallace. He really is going to be the guy that suffered in this one.
Had a good run going.
He did. He had a good car.
we're very lucky more cars were not involved in that, having it right there in front of a bunch of cars.
Well, we're down to the time when, here's another look.
Oh,
That's what happened. Just lost
He
it.
got loose and had to get out of the throttle, and here comes Harvick and just nowhere to go.
Well, we're down to the point we were talking the other night about when Kyle Petty won his first race. 4 of you were racing for the lead as we have another look here from Kenny Wallace.
Chain reaction. You know, again, people get in trouble in front of him, and we're hearing that Michael Waltrip, the 15 car, got in the back of Kenny Wallace.
That's too bad. Michael was running 12th.
And from Greg Biffle.
Well, how'd you like to try to drive through that and not hit anything?
The Cedar on this racetrack makes the most smoke anywhere I've ever seen.
That had a Days of Thunder look to it. Kenny Wallace, a lot of damage. Stacker 2 Dodge.
Getting the 1 to go, guys, so that means we're going to have about a 7-lap shootout. We keep saying shootout, that's what it exactly is. Now, the good thing about this, we're within that 10-lap window, down finger restart, which means single file restarts with lead lap cars only to the front of the pack. We have 23 cars on the lead lap.
Darrell, what was it happened that year when Kyle won the race? Weren't there 4 of you in front of him?
Well, actually,
for the lead?
Actually, there were 2 of us. Dale and I were up there fighting for the lead, and we got hung together going down the back straightaway and ended up crashed. Here comes Joe Ruttman and I think maybe Dave Marcus, and they spun, and Kyle was way back far enough that he drove through and got his first win.
Yeah, I think Kyle was actually running about...
He was running 5th.
Yeah, 5th or 6th when the white flag came out.
It's never over here until it's over.
Man, I tell you what, though, the rain just all of a sudden, it just picked up a lot. I'm not so sure I'd want to restart this one.
I'm not sure Joe Nemechek wants to either.
No, and I know Andrea doesn't want to.
7 to go.
You know, I mean, I think we fought weather all night long, and we've been very fortunate to get to this point.
Kenny Wallace's car being pushed back to the garage. Too much damage to continue. And he will join Ricky Rudd, Mike Skinner, Dale Jarrett, Jeff Green, Tony Stewart, Jimmy Spencer, and Steve Park in the garage after having a fine run to this point.
It really was.
You know, I couldn't help but think, watching Michael Fatback McSwain, Bobby Labonte's crew chief, the 18 car, I mean, they're coming off of 2 straight second-place finishes at Martinsville and Fontana, and here they are running second right now. And the red flag is being displayed on lap 393. The car stopped over going into turn 3.
Yeah, I don't think I agree. I don't agree with that.
Well, the rain's letting up. It's not raining as hard as it was when this caution flag came out. And it started with just a real brief shot. It's coming back at us again. Now, NASCAR has a couple of options here. They have red flagged the race. They're not obligated to restart it under green. 7 laps to go. But they did say up until about lap 395 they had the option of red flagging the race. I want to take just a second to recap. Earlier this weekend, Jerry Nadeau, a hard crash in practice, airlifted out to a hospital in Richmond. The reports have been encouraging. He is critical but stable. His wife, his mom and dad are there. All of us, our hearts full of feeling for the Nadeau family and for Jerry's recovery. I got to tell you, Darrell, he's a neighbor of mine and a friend, and to see him bouncing that little 3-month-old daughter, Natalie, and just the love that he's shown for that little girl, he's been living large. He's just been a happy guy.
Yeah.
And such a shame to see this happen, and all of us are thinking about them.
Yeah, all the guys every time somebody fell out of the race tonight, they had bad luck. They didn't even think about that. They just thought about Jerry.
In that car is Busch Series driver Jason Keller.
I hate that I had to fill in for you this week, but I really do appreciate the opportunity. Just, I know we all wanted to be a little better than this, but some things we can't control. Just give it our best shot here. I appreciate everybody's efforts. They, it's been tough for everybody for me to come in this deal.
Of course, we heard at the top of the show, Jason Keller, this is his first Winston Cup start, but he made the statement this is not, he said he'd always looked forward to his first Winston Cup start, but this is certainly not the way that he wanted to do it. And there you see his crew chief, Ryan Pemberton, and I know what that group want to do. They want to get 7 more laps in the books, pack up, and go home.
Because we do have next weekend off. That's good news. Everybody will get a chance to catch their breath.
We're under the red flag for rain. After 15 caution flags have flown tonight at Richmond International Raceway, it's not quite over. The Pontiac Excitement 400.